Today we're testing 2 trending keto-friendly recipes that have a viral ingredient. Everybody is talking about this ingredient, and while it's not new, it's new to some because I think that they thought it was gross and now they're trying it and everything, and that ingredient is cottage cheese. This is the Good Culture cottage cheese that we've recommended in the past couple videos where we did cottage cheese hacks, and now it is sold out mostly everywhere because everybody is buying this specific one. Luckily we got our hands on a couple of them. So in the past month or so, we've been trying different recipes with cottage cheese, and you guys seem to like them. One was an ice cream that we made that was really good. Another time we put cottage cheese into pancakes, and it made them kind of fluffy and marshmallowy, which is really cool. We even made chips out of cottage cheese, and that's one of the best performing videos on our channel so far. That recipe is kind of going viral right now, and I know that a lot of you guys have been experimenting with the cottage cheese chips and sharing your experiences with us, so let us know if you guys want to see us try the cottage cheese chip again with the new techniques that some of you guys have been sharing with us. We're going to be leaving links to the videos in the description below. You can click on these videos to view them on TikTok. You do not need an account. The first recipe that we're going to try kind of looks like a keto fat bomb, and typically fat bombs are made with cream cheese, which is really decadent and rich and full of fat. So I thought, wow, this would be really cool if we could bring those calories down by using cottage cheese. This recipe is for cottage cheese chocolate truffles, and it's by user @NourishingNikki. And all you're going to be needing for this recipe is cottage cheese. We are using the Good Culture cottage cheese. It has 14 grams of protein and it's 4% milk fat. You're going to be needing cocoa powder. We really like the Ghirardelli cocoa powder. This is unsweetened cocoa powder. And lastly, the creator uses maple syrup. We are not going to be using maple syrup, of course, because that is not keto friendly, but we do have this lakanto. Is it lakanto or lakanto?
I don't know.
This is the lakanto monk fruit sweetened maple flavored syrup. This has 0 sugar, 1 net carb, and is keto friendly. We love this stuff. Although this stuff can tend to be a tiny bit more liquidy than typical maple syrup, so we might have to watch out our ratios. Okay, so both of the recipes that we're going to be trying today, it requires you to blend the cottage cheese. We're going to be blending both of these containers of cottage cheese first, and before I do that, I'm thirsty, so I need to get a drink.
What are you drinking?
This is a grapefruit paloma, and that actually brings us to the sponsor of this video, Element. Element is a delicious electrolyte drink mix with everything that you need and nothing that you don't. That means lots of salt and no sugar. Element contains a science-backed electrolyte ratio of 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. Sarah and I drink Element every single day, and did you know that you can incorporate Element into your summer drinks? This is a grapefruit paloma. All it is ice, sparkling water, grapefruit salt, lime juice. That's it. And it tastes amazing and would go great with vodka or with tequila. Sarah and I have been drinking Element for years because we love the way it tastes and it helps us on our ketogenic lifestyle. That's because when you go into ketosis, you shed a lot of water, and inside that water are your electrolytes. This can leave you feeling tired, have muscle cramps, and even headaches, also known as the keto flu. Element replenishes your electrolytes so that you feel better. Sarah and I love all of the flavors of Element, but grapefruit salt is back, people, and it always sells out. It is one of those flavors that just tastes great in so many different kinds of drinks. Right now, Element's offering our community a free sample pack, so you could buy grapefruit salt and get a free sample pack, so you can try all the flavors. That's 8 single serving packets free with any order from Element. This way you can try all the flavors and share some with a salty friend. In order to get this deal, you must go to drinklmnt.com/ketotwins. So here we have our cottage cheese that has been blended. It's very smooth. It kind of tastes like a very rich yogurt or sour cream or something like that. This is a little less than 1 cup of the blended cottage cheese. We're gonna be adding this to a bowl. We're gonna then be adding 70 grams of cocoa powder, which we are going to measure on our scale that we've used once but have owned for 3 years. I feel like I'm at the gas pump. Look at that. We're gonna be adding that into there along with 40 grams of our keto-friendly maple syrup.
Okay.
So it's looking okay. It's looking kind of on the dry side. I do believe that the keto-friendly maple syrup that we're using might be a different liquid consistency than your typical maple syrup. So I'm just gonna add a splash more of maple syrup and we're going to combine this fully. Now it's looking a little bit too wet. And so I think I'm gonna add just a touch more cocoa powder, maybe like a couple tablespoons, and see if it dries up a bit so that we can get to rolling these truffles. So we were watching the TikTok back to kind of look at the instructions, and we noticed that her hands didn't look like this, but I think that that's just not real, because look at my hand. Looks like chocolate.
Those are big balls, Emily.
Well, you know what I say, big balls, less rolling. We're then going to be rolling it in a touch more of that cocoa powder, and we're going to set it in the refrigerator to chill while we start with our second recipe. So next up we have another exciting, hopefully really tasty cottage cheese dessert recipe, and it's actually for edible cookie dough. We're gonna be making it keto friendly. If you're new here, Emily and I have lost over 160 pounds following a ketogenic lifestyle, and back in our day pre-keto, we would enjoy eating cookie dough. This was before they actually sold it in the grocery stores as edible cookie dough. We used to eat the raw stuff.
We turned out fine.
We turned out fine, and there was just something about eating it when you shouldn't, you know, that forbidden fruit, if you will. Anyway, so we saw this on TikTok and we decided to give it a go. It's by Jake Cohen, and we'll be leaving a link to this recipe in the description below. However, this makes a lot of edible cookie dough. We're going to be having the recipe just because we want to try it. If we end up liking it, we can always make more.
And we have our doubts.
We have a few doubts about this recipe because at the end of the video, the creator eats it and goes, good enough.
Good enough.
Which is kind of funny because we did not notice that part until we bought all of the ingredients and decided to try this recipe.
I did go through a couple of the comments and people did like it, so hopefully we're gonna like it too. So for this recipe, you're gonna be needing cottage cheese, a keto-friendly maple syrup. We're using the lakanto version.
Lakanto.
You said lakanto before. Lakanto, tomato. Also, you're gonna be needing almond flour and a vanilla protein powder and some keto-friendly chocolate chips. Oh, and also vanilla extract. So we have already blended up our cottage cheese and made it nice and smooth. We're gonna be adding in the keto-friendly maple syrup to make sure it's nice and combined before taking it and putting it into a separate bowl and then mixing in the other ingredients. Because we're having this recipe because we don't wanna waste our very expensive keto-friendly ingredients on this recipe unless it tastes really good, we're gonna be adding in 1 cup of almond flour and 1/4 cup of vanilla flavored protein powder. So we're gonna go ahead and add in 1/2 cup of dark chocolate chips that are keto friendly, and then we're gonna go downstairs and we're gonna try it.
They're large.
Large and in charge.
They don't look that big. I have a feeling it's going to be dry. I hope it's not dry. Maybe it's the cocoa powder that makes it look dry. I don't know, but we're ready to try it.
For the smallest one. It smells chocolatey.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be chocolate explosion, I think. Very thick. Do you think it's sweet enough?
No.
Maybe a little bit more stevia or something would have been good here. And maybe like some salt. I don't know why I'm like craving salt in here. Maybe some element chocolate salt. It's very rich.
It tastes like a fat bomb, you know? That doesn't have that many calories compared to a normal fat bomb. If you told me this was cream cheese, I would believe you. But cream cheese, like 2 tablespoons of cream cheese, I believe is like 50 calories. If you're looking for a super decadent chocolate delight, then this might be for you. If you're trying to cut back a little bit on the calories, it's very, 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 very chocolatey.
Yeah.
Maybe some coffee powder.
Espresso would be good, right?
I heard that espresso powder can really help with the bitterness that's in chocolate because this is very, very, very chocolatey. So we're trying our keto-friendly chocolate chip cookie dough.
It smells vanilla. Vanilla-y.
I would say the texture is slightly more wet than a traditional cookie dough because it kind of has like a grainy texture. So maybe you can play around with the quantities of almond flour and the vanilla protein powder. But I would say it's like 80% there. Yeah. Maybe just a touch drier would be more ideal, but maybe it will taste good. So
let's give it a go.
If you told me this was cookie dough, I would believe you.
I feel like I want a little bit more sweetness in the dough, if you will, right?
Do you think cookie dough is like really, really sweet?
I guess not. The chocolate chips are really what makes it sweet, I guess. But it does have like that grainy kind of texture that uncooked cookie dough kind of tastes like. So I think this is a pretty good dupe, actually. And there's no raw egg in there, so you don't have to worry about that.
I am really liking this one. You know, sometimes I don't really like things that are overly sweet. It really does taste like you're eating something that you shouldn't be because it's not baked yet. And it has that cookie dough flavor. I think that if you guys miss cookie dough, that you're going to really like this. You could always add a little bit more sweetener if you want. Or you could add a little bit more of that lakanto maple syrup if you want. But for me, I kind of like this. I feel like I can eat a lot more of this than something that's super sweet. I think that you'll be really pleased with this recipe. I'd make it again.
So if you guys like this content, please give this video a like and subscribe. We are trying to hit 250,000 subscribers this year. Subscribing is free and really supports our channel.
And if you guys want to see some other really cool ways that you can incorporate cottage cheese into your ketogenic lifestyle, you can click right here to this video where we made keto-friendly cottage cheese pancakes, and we will see you over there. Anyway, I'm Emily.
And I'm Sarah.
And we are the Keto Twins signing out.